Oh
my gosh.
Go ahead.
You can start chopping it.
Thank you. So I guess my question is so, my understanding is that the law, was in the process of changing, is changing. I have my father's grandmother moved to the United States, but I think her first child was born before, like, or after maybe she had citizenship. My understanding was that, like, on March 26th, there's going to be another hearing or another, like, kind of ruling based on this. Is that accurate?
Yes, yes. As of now, temporarily with this current law, the third generation cannot apply. This is a temporary because, like I said, the March 2025 law, also according to all my collaborating attorneys, I'm a political scientist, I'm not an attorney, that has no legal values, it's just for educational purposes. Uh, According to us, this is temporary because this law has a lot of flaws. So it's under scrutiny by two Supreme Courts. We have the Cassazione, which is the highest level of civil appeal, and then we have the Corte Costituzionale, which is basically decides whether the new laws align with the Constitution. So these are, yes, they're under scrutiny on March 11 and then in April as well. Both of them are going to discuss. There will be a hearing about this law, which I stated in many of my videos. Check my YouTube channel. In many of my videos, I said it is unconstitutional in many ways. First of all, because basically a law that, for the reason being, the law that actually changes the voting population of Italy has to go through the regular parliamentary route. That didn't happen. It was the government legislating, as often happened in the US as well. However, that's against the Constitution. So, answer to your questions, third generation is cut off. If your parents are alive, what I suggest to all my clients is go ahead and apply, have your parents apply, so at least you can shorten the distance between generations. Okay, it's better to have your parents recognized citizens than your great grandparents. However, I will start the process of, or if I were third generation, because for your parents and for yourself alike, both of you guys can do it. Excuse me. And start the process by acquiring. Let me clear my voice.
You can be.
There you go. Starting a process by acquiring the first two major milestones, which are the naturalization certificate and the Italian certificates.
Okay.
We can help with both of those steps. The naturalization may take longer if it's not located at the local courts or the local NARA, National Archives. We have to go through the USCS. USCS. Stephanie, our genealogist, is in charge of that step. So we will procure naturalization record as well as the Italian records. Did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No, this is Rose. Good to see you, Rose, live. We have talked in the past. We have engaged in our company. Good to see you, Rose.
Yes, nice to see you too.
Are your parents alive?
Yes, they are. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be something that you should think about it, having your parents get on board. Let me see if I can. Feel free to chime in again. We'll be here for a little while.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Erica, there's a question in the chat from Erica. I joined a company last February. They sent me an email 2 months ago. They went out of business. My great-grandmother came in 19 when she was 4 years old. I have all my documents. Erica, again, the third generation. So you will be able to apply, and your parents are able to apply if at the time of the birth of your grandparents, right, your great-grandmother child in that case, they were still Italian citizens. So it all goes back again to phase one of the major milestones of this great process, which is the naturalization record. So then Erica naturalization record will verify your eligibility or temporary eligibility, since we are tentative because they're pending. So as we said, the courts are going to have a hearing. So it is pending as of now. Let's try to go back to moving on. Let's go back to to the website. Let's look at another question from the web. That's my banner. If you guys want to join me, guys, let me go ahead and put the link here. Telling we are live. Feel free to join. Feel free to join us. There you go. Once you can also Google my name, Dr. Domenico Meschino. I'm all over Google. You'll see my career, you see my credentials. So it's always good to know who you're talking to. Also, I'm a writer. I have a few books out. The Amazon, Dr. Domenico Meschino. I have some great books about logic, emotions, some history, some thinking model, information process models, human needs, and so forth. I have a novel and a couple other books, but that will be for another Zoom. Let's stay focused here on our citizenship. The other question was, I'm going to both communes where my great-grandparents came from. I'm in touch with my distant relatives in one of the locations. I wonder if they could register me for my citizenship in that very commune if I find the documents when I am there. Once again, it's not about registering. It's not that easy. You have to have all your records translated in apostille. Make sure that the town people knows the process. They're aware of it. Did I have a precedence? Do I have a past of filing applications? My attorney Ruggieri, the attorney that I collaborate the most, I will give his info later. Attorney Ruggieri, Igor. He's expert in this. We have put over 40 people over the town. As just say, he always says that, he has specific town they're more knowledgeable. Some of them are hesitant, and there's also a restricted number of applications that they can take. I suggest attorney help if you go to Italy, or you can try by yourself. The smaller the town, the better. But at the same time, you don't know if they're familiar or not with the process. Are there any questions? Hopefully, I'm being concise, clear, and let me know if anybody want to jump in. Otherwise, I'll keep going by answering the question in the group chat. This is 1948 case. The lawyer recommendation, once again, I have attorney Mantovani for some filing and attorney Ruggieri. I work with both attorneys. If you guys are interested, best cost in the world. They give me a special deal for my clients here. I take care of the administrative part here. We do naturalization. We procure Italian records. We also legalize record translations for court purposes. Apostille, naturalization. We apostille the procura. We handle all the 3 steps of the document processing project. So number 2, I already have most of my certificate. If you have a hard time to gather records, we can do research for you. And the best case scenario is to go in person, of course, to the county, to the state, and also or to the county to get your vital records, as long as they are in full long form. There may be some name discrepancies. They can cause some issues. In that case, also, if it is New York, anybody in New York, feel free to thumb up. New York, it's kind of very difficult for New York. A little more challenging, and what we have a step-by-step process. You can file on your own. You don't need to spend thousands on attorneys. You can file on your own. I filed a few times on my own to the courts for different purposes, reasons, all good reasons. And yeah, you can file on your own, and we have a step-by-step guide that can help you through that step. That's not a legal advice. Those are just instructional, educational purposes, steps. That's the person. I think he's having a hard time to get records from Chicago, Cook County. We are in Chicago here in Cook County. So we also can carry out the apostille. One day apostille will be able to do that soon. Any questions? I see Joe's here and other attendees. Let me know if you feel like jumping in. Otherwise, we'll move it right on. Okay, go ahead and read this question.
Domenico,
Yes, Christina.
I have a question.
Sure.
So in New York, you can file on your own. And do you mean through the embassy? And
No,
isn't
we
it
are
hard to
talking
get an
about
appointment there?
yeah, well, let me clarify that. We're talking about getting U.S. records, getting your parents, your grandparents, or your great
Oh, okay.
birth and records from you or New York, because they are kind of difficult to release. Yeah, no, the embassy, the consulate. Okay, let's go, Christian. Let me just piggyback on that and go to the consular appointment issue. We are really spearheading that issue.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're great. You're fine. The consular appointment, any information is good. So there's no better, but every piece of data, even questions, doubts are good. So people can actually learn from the kind of thinking behind. And as far as a piece of knowledge shared, we are demanding of the consul to open up the consular calendars for the appointments. Chicago has done that.
Uh-huh.
We've been doing this for months. We have involved the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We have communicated with two representatives from Italy of North America. I will be the candidate again. I will candidate myself next year for the election. One of the purposes is this: what they're doing, it's not right, it's not fair. They need to open up the calendars. We are pushing for that change. Chicago has done so, and therefore many applicants were able to secure one appointment. You guys have spent a lot of time and money with this project. Not a lot in my case, but you need closure. There are people there. There are applicants, candidates. They're trying to get appointments for months and months. They were not successful. We have a service that can help. We have a high-speed, dedicated, high-tech team that can help it take that burden off of you, because it's a torturous, endless, never closure type of process. And I feel the pain. I mean, it's not fair.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking my consul generals to open up the calendar. We have a petition, and we will be successful. It's just a matter of time that we definitely think we will be successful with this project. Yes, good point, Christian. Let me know if you have any other questions. This is ChatGPT also, but it's Omni. I want to share some part. That's another evaluation. That's an AI that I personally coded with some other software engineer, a little smarter, smarter than ChatGPT, and also can help with some of the questions and issues. Now, we're still looking at the Italian dual citizenship page. Let me know if that's not the case. I think so. It's another 1948 case. Great grandmother, grandfather born in Sicily, Pechino. Once again, we have the attorney Ruggieri and attorney Mantovani. Let me know. You have my email, guys. luminosaglobal@gmail.com or luminosadirector@gmail.com.
Domenico,
Yes.
I sent you my story with dates and everything. I sent it to the email address that the Zoom meeting was in. So I'm
Yes.
not sure if you got it
Let me double check if I got it right here on my phone.
at the Gmail.
Do you want me to handle that in private with you? I can respond via email.
It's up to you. I don't
Okay.
know if that's something that would, like, I put a ton of dates in there and everything. I didn't know if that would benefit some of your Zoom
Okay, yeah,
meeting.
let's definitely share. Let me go ahead and get some water, and I'll
Yeah.
be right back. This is the other question. Let me know if matches any of you guys' status. I'll be right back. All right, Josie, let me turn my phone on. I will just look at the email. I will not share on Zoom and answer to you in a few minutes.
Yeah. And if you need anything clarified, let me know.
That's fine. Anything you want to add since you're live? Anything you want to add or anything you want to?
No, there might be a couple typos in that email, but
That's okay. That's okay. All right. Can anybody give me advice regarding that's the question in the group again? Getting my Italian citizenship by descent. I'm trying to get dual citizenship. My dad became a Canadian citizen before I was born, but my grandparents did not. Unfortunately, you cannot skip generations. This is the consulate guidelines. I'm reading the consulate guidelines since for almost 20 years in the field. The line is cut off because your Italian-born father became a Canadian citizen before you were born. So unfortunately, you cannot go ahead skip to your grandparents. That's the lineage that's being cut off. So, Rose, if you like to apply, you will have to go to Italy and reside there for 2 years, reestablish residency, and then apply after 2 years. And that's unless the law changes. Remember, this is a fluid, very ever-changing, always evolving kind of field. It will be for many years, decades to come, in my opinion, my expert opinion. So anything can change. I am running to reestablish a third generation 100% eligibility. That's my main priority. I will run with that top campaign claim because it's important. I think third generation has to be restored. Besides the courts, he also can change at local parliamentary level. So I will say never quit in the sense of 30 years. It's a lot of time. 30 years, a lot of thousands of Americans Canadians have become Chinese citizen. So it's kind of entered the culture and the collective consciousness of the people. It will not go away. This is the first priority for me as candidate on the future election. Linda here, let me admit some more of our applicants who took their time on Sunday. All right, they are in. Welcome, benvenuti. Benvenuti a tutti. Welcome, benvenuti. A tutti quanti. Quick commercial break here. Decoding Human Nature. I have an award, philosophy, human thinking, education. Everybody should have this book. And it's good for our brain too, as we go 50s and 60s. Our brain never age if you keep it learning and acquire new knowledge, connect knowledge, look for patterns. And this is good also. Eventually this project for you guys is good because we are learning also different, country regulations, different jurisdictions. We have some genealogy in there. It's really a mixed field of interest. Anybody want to jump in? Feel free to. Let me admit the other two fellas. And I work with Italian Americans for 20 years. I think they're nice people. They're very beautiful people because they have the kind of Italian heritage at the same time they have also that kind of American mindset, values, and so forth. It's a great combination. I've been here 25 years, so I consider myself Italian American most of my adult life. I moved here in my late 20s. After my degree there, and doctor in political science, I was a military officer before it was mandatory, and then they stopped the compulsory nature of military service, and I served as an officer. I was proud. I was old though. Imagine when you're 27 and you go into military, and it was crazy. But anyway, anybody feel free to jump in with questions, otherwise I'm going to the next question. In our group, certified records from Wisconsin. Wisconsin works well. They will only release certified copies of our records to immediate family or legal guardians. You guys can read it as well. I mean, if your record, you can get your records. Your parents' records, you can get your parents' record. They can get their records if they're alive, and you can get their records because there is an immediate relationship that is shown by your birth record and where your records are listed. Your parents are listed, so that will satisfy that question. For the grandparents. We don't have any issue with Wisconsin. We have procured a lot of records. I've never seen any clients, and we have over 80 open clients now, complain about any challenges from Wisconsin. Sounds new to me. I have to do some more research. Let me, let me ask Omni, do you know any changes with Wisconsin bottle records? Okay, we're gonna go back to the other question. Time is flying by, it's already 9:30. Language test. Unfortunately, we feel the language test is discriminatory. The law already have kind of agreed, because you cannot, no one's can put any academic language requirement for a citizenship, especially B1, which is complex, since reason being the language acquisition, it's not an easy task. It can be affected by age, it can be affected by learning disability, by simply not to be prone, inclined to learn new languages. You can be the smartest person in the world, same time you're not inclined to learn a new language. So this is, to us, it's really unconstitutional. Spouses could appeal through Rome, but let's see what the new governor says. In this case, you have to take a B1 test by recognized institution from the consulate. It is feasible, it is doable, especially now with ChatGPT, where AI, you don't have to become fluent. However, you can use cognates, 6 different strategies. It's doable. It's doable, but it's now you have to be really inclined a little bit. Otherwise, it's complex to learn language, especially with people getting later in life. It's talking about ICA. That's not a company. Competitors. I don't. No need for me to talk about competitors. I never engaged with them. I'll let people who have experienced them to write a recommendation. There's nothing I have to comment on this. Yesterday at 3:14, can anyone help me out? I'm trying to apply for dual citizenship. My granddad was born in Lucca. My mother is marriage, death certificate of non-naturalization. However, I don't speak or read Italian. I've reached out to the town where he was registered to try to get his law. Okay, getting your Italian records, guys. Hire professional. Hire professional. I would charge $85 promotionally for one record, including the mailing. We have done for 20 years. We have specialized people that call the town, they send the PEC email, they follow up. Some towns are very difficult to deal with it. Most of the towns are okay. Most of the towns are okay and workable with. So I'll say hire professional. Hire professional. I mean, there's some of our people have gone to Italy and spent $1,000, 5 to 7K, 9, 10K. Nothing wrong with that. Two weeks in beautiful Italia, 3 weeks drinking wine and go to the beach or to the mountains and enjoy family and friends, strolling with a gelato. Then they come back and try to overthinking the hiring services, hire professionals, especially for step one, because this kind of is very technical.
I have a question.
Yes.
Domenico.
Yes, Christina, go ahead.
Is it possible, if New York is not accepting appointments, is it possible to apply at an embassy or in a consulate in another state? Or do you have to apply where you live?
You're based on the consular guidelines. You're supposed to apply where you live. You have to show proof of residency, comment bills. People's had electrical bills, gas bills that prove your residency. Some people have 2 different residencies, and they can show. If they can show whatever the consulate is requesting, it'll be up to the consulate to decide. But some people have multiple residency. Usually it's Florida, living us here in the north. So you have to prove, you have to prove your residency, basically. You cannot apply at different consulates if you don't have those requirements met. Hopefully answer your question, Christina. All good?
There's a couple questions in the chat as well.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if you can see those.
Let me go through the chat. Thank you for helping me navigating through this Zoom meeting. I answer Erica. Let me scroll down. Eric, again, have her father's naturalization document with her listed on it, certified copy from National Archive. Yes. I mean, if her listed means she was already born when your great grandfather was still an Italian citizen, not yet naturalized American. Therefore, it appears that you are. I mean, it appears that the line is not broken. I'm going to say you're eligible because you can't say that according to the letter to the law. You are not. So the line is not broken. That's great news. So have your parents and you guys apply. Let me put my email again. I know. Joseph, thank you for reminding. We should have reminded me. I forgot you sent me an email. Let me put my email information here and cell phone. Feel free to contact me via WhatsApp. I love audio messaging because you send a message, you listen to it, you have time to think about it, and then you respond with knowledge and with time. So I don't mind audio messaging. This is my full name. If Google my name or go to Amazon, we're gonna have a book presentation. I want you guys to be back on for those as well. Okay, count on your presence because I'm developing that line of interest business as well. Since I'm leaving teaching, full-time teaching, I dedicate myself to this area and the other area. Now let me scroll down. There you go. Yes, Christina, through the courts. Yes, you can apply through the court. You can try with third generation. I'll have talked to Attorney Ruggieri. I can share his information later. Yes, you can apply through the court at any time if you get rejected, or if you think you have the right as a third generation. You can let the court decide your eligibility. Yes, and I have personally Attorney Mantovani give me a special price, so feel free to share. 3,000 euro to my clients, flat fee. I help with documents here in US. You give me a special price there. The file already, everything naturalized, legalized for 1948 to bypass the consulate for lack of appointments. An idea that I had, along with Attorney Ruggieri, for any other, for those, for name discrepancy, for rejections, and so forth. Apostille is Margaret. Yes, I can explain what apostille is. Apostille, and I like to make difficult concepts simple. I mean, this is not difficult, but if you look at my book, I made very convoluted, complex topics. I'm good to reframe it in a simple way. Apostille, it's basically a legalization on the record that allows these records to be registered abroad. It's the Hague Convention, 1961. It's just basically an extra stamp that says this record is good, is valid, is appropriate to be registered abroad. In US, the apostille is carried out by the Secretary of State. That's the department of each state, same one that issues driver license and other services. There's Josie in my story via email. Yes, Josie's circling back. Speaking of circle, well, one of my articles in my books talks about how the time actually is in spiral, not in circle. We are spiraling. That explains deja vu and other phenomenons. And I'm also an article on published inter alia, time as a spiral. Let me spiral back to Josie. I'm going to the email. I'm going to my mode through my phone. Okay. So I can also take a break because I've been talking a lot. Josie, I don't see your email. Can you resend it to me at luminosaglobal.com? I have my email right here ready. I don't see it.
Yeah,
Can
I can respond to the email and send it to you.
Can you resend it to me, please?
Yeah.
All right, great. And I have the phone right here in front of me open, so I'll answer as soon as you resend it. Margaret, again, my husband's parents were born in Italy. His mother was born in America. His grandmother did naturalize. His mother was an Italian citizen when first born. Once again, the mother, the child had to be. I'm sorry, the parent has to be Italian citizen at the moment of the birth of the child. So let's say my grandfather Giovanni came here. Giovanni came here in 1932. The child was born 1935. He became a citizen in 1945. He can apply. He's eligible unless the minor rule. Be careful the minor rule. Let's talk about the minor rule. Now they've rejected, some of the consulates have rejected application about the minor rules, which states that the US born Italian citizen will lose the citizenship if his or her parents become citizen later in life. Let's say Giovanni is Mario was born. Giovanni was the father. Mario was born. Giovanni was still an Italian citizen. Mario is given the citizenship at birth. Then when Mario was 15, Giovanni later in life became a U.S. citizen. The minor rule says if the child was a minor, he will lose the Italian citizenship because of the parental gaining of the American citizen. Even though he was a citizen at birth, they are removing the citizenship from a minor because of parent or because of the parent citizenship, which is against the Constitution. It's a 1912 law. I've talked about it in my videos. I've talked about in my videos how you cannot take away a right from a minor. It's unconstitutional. It's against the European Community and United Nations protection of the minor manifesto or legislations. Furthermore, you cannot go back in 1913, 1912 law before the Constitution, which is 1948. So you cannot go back and uphold laws from 1912, even before the Constitution. The Constitution is the framework, the base is the queen of all the laws. So we will be struck down. That's part of the next hearing, March and April. You will be struck down. Almost certainly, you will be struck down. And I have videos in my channel where I really explain why do I think it's unconstitutional. I started 2 years ago, and as soon as the courts started to uphold that's absurd, illogical, immoral, unethical law from 1912, time has changed. Time evolved. The laws evolved. The societies evolved. The women cannot vote in 1912. There was some racial discriminatory laws in U.S. as in other countries. You cannot uphold. That's a different time of collective consciousness. You cannot go back and say, okay, we're going to uphold that law. No, we have changed. We are protecting our minors. We are protecting the women. We are protecting any other vulnerable disabilities, any other vulnerable parts of our society. So stay confident. Don't worry about the minor rule and start the process. If I may ask, go ahead. Is anybody coming in?
Thank you. Yeah, I have someone, Domenico.
Yes.
I have my sister-in-law on the line and she's waiting to be let in. She just texted me.
All right. Let me see. Let me let in. I appreciate that. Thanks for.
Her name would be Angela.
No, I'm letting anyone. Yes. Please welcome Angela. Participants. Let me admit it right here. Margaret again. Let me know if she's in.
Okay, I'll let you know.
I don't see anyone else in the waiting room.
Okay.
So let me know.
Okay, Domenico, I have a question. Please.
Yes.
I listened as you described the minor rule. Does that apply to either parent or both parents? In other words, when say the grandparent became a U.S. citizen, does it require
Well,
both
there's Angela.
citizen or just one?
Angela is on.
Okay, good. Good. Priscilla, thank you for the question. Let me try to change the screening here. Let me share another window. Same time, I'll take a little break, few seconds here. Let me start sharing again and bring you another screen. I don't know why I'm good with tech. I know something is counterintuitive with Zoom to me. Okay, it's interesting how the brain works. I mean, I'm okay, and Zoom is always kind of challenging when I have to switch. Participant can now see the app. Okay, let me try for a few more seconds here. My understanding is, good question. Either parent. I will say either parent when they become U.S. citizen. But that's not necessarily. Let me not jump myself. I will have to have an attorney answer that. I will have to have an attorney answer because women did not have the same rights as men before 1948. So that would really be tricky. That would be something that the court will have to decide, in my opinion. Now, all right, now can you see the chat screen? Yeah, I should be able to see ChatGPT screen. There was this Omni-AI, by the way, my companion here. This is not for educational purpose, of course, for legal advices. This is a fully educational. Well, I'm not an attorney. Omni-AI or ChatGPT, they're not attorney. We are not supposed to give any type of legal advice. We are not giving legal advice. We're just expressing opinions based off knowledge. I'm a political scientist, again, for those who just joined us. I'm a political scientist. I'm a constitutional expert, quote unquote. So there's some frame there I can really talk, but I want to, as far as merely legal fields, I've talked to many attorneys. So these are also your opinion on Attorney Ruggieri and Attorney Mantovani. It says, speaking of the Wisconsin, I can just cut and paste and send it to you for the Wisconsin part for everything. That was Erica. Now, let's ask Omni, as far as the minor rule, would a child lose the citizenship right? I mean, it's a good thing about AI, I can just misspell and just they will understand. Lose the citizenship right if either parent became a U.S. citizen later in life. Let me reinstate that. While the child was a minor, it's a new interpretation of the law. Chad should be able to pull it out. Interpretation of the. By the way, I was the first human being to write books with AI. I had 2 little books before AI. Then when ChatGPT came along, I wrote more books. And on record, I think I am. I won't take credit, if you guys don't mind. Credit is good. That I'm the first human to write books with AI, to publish books and articles with Chat. It was back in 2023. All right, let's see what they're saying. What it says. Or she or he. You're touching one of the most debated and involved interpretation of Italian citizenship law. The issue revolves around the minor child rule under old citizenship law, the original rule. I'm going to scroll down fast. I can cut and paste, but if you have ChatGPT, you can do it on your own. I can cut and paste and post it on the group or to you guys individually. The modern debate, we're already aware of that. Important decision. That's in past. Corte di Cassazione says the loss of citizenship can occur automatically. There must be actual acquisition of another citizenship. So that's really in favor of the case, I guess, the minor rule. Hopefully I'm being clear. The new interpretation is being discussed. The key question is either parent naturalized, what question that we just posed. Historically, the father naturalized, the child lost the citizenship. Modern legal arguments say the child actually derived U.S. citizenship. The law at the time required derivative citizenship, so the citizenship may still exist. This is exploding in Italian courts, of course. Some courts are based on what attorney said. Some courts are in favor. They are dismissing the minor rule interpretation going against the Cassazione. But remember, there was not a definite Cassazione ruling because it was not at unified section. There was branches of the Supreme Court that just legislate decree on that. Now we have in March, we have a unified version of the Corte di Cassazione that will legislate. It will most certainly, if we know this, they are the highest judges, constitutional expert, civil expert in the country. They have to know this. If common Joes like us know this basic parts of the law of the Constitution, they should be able to know that. And I was shocked when it was interpreted. I'm still shocked. How can you take a right away from a minor in 2026? Anyway, yeah, hopefully I answered. It doesn't really specify to the lady that asked before, it doesn't really specify women and men. So they would be probably for the attorney question or the law. If you're rejected, you can either reject, you can also always rather reject, and I'm sorry, I'm getting a little. You can also appeal that through the court. Okay, you can always appeal through the court if you're being rejected by any consulate. Let's go back to the group. And let me admit, there's somebody else waiting. I will be there in a second to admit you.
Thank you for that information.
Priscilla, I didn't answer fully. I'll let you know. Stay in touch. You have my email, my phone. What's the case of if you like share your personal? What are you in this project? Just exploring, get information. What are you into this project?
I have gathered all the documents and I received my grandfather's naturalization record arrived 1 week after the minor issue. So I have my papers, but I'm really hung up on the minor issue.
Where are you as far as consular appointment?
I do not have an appointment.
What's your state of residence, if I may ask?
Tennessee. So my consulate, I think, is in Detroit, Michigan. In Michigan.
Okay, you should look into getting an appointment. So at least you have options. I don't know if you were listening before where I talked about how we push into calendars to be open. Detroit is one of them.
Okay.
And we can help if you need help. So make sure you have, because if the minor rule will be struck down, you will not need to spend thousands on attorneys.
Okay. No, absolutely. Thank
That
you.
was the major issue. The judicial system was clogged up because of lack of appointments. I'd be screaming to them, guys, just make your appointment functional. It will eliminate tons of Italian appeals and lighten the system. And now what they've done with this law is they actually worsened. There are more appeals because of the current laws, restrictions and rejections. There are more appeals. So instead of solving the problem, now you make the problem worse with a new law. That's another interesting human nature feature. And let's go back to any other question about it? Feel free to come in. We'll be here for another 20 minutes roughly. And then I'm always available to answer your question via email.
Did you end up getting my email?
Josie.
Yeah, I resent it.
I can show you. I don't have Luminoso. Let me look at my spam. I never have problems receiving email. Nothing in the trash. Nothing in the spam. I don't see you here. But probably you are. Is the email bouncing back?
No.
So give me your email. Do you mind to share your email?
jjlepera@hotmail.com.
1 hour?
It starts with JJ and then my last name, Lepera.
Okay. Oh, Lepera, I see you on the screen. Yes. Hello. Lepera, jjlepera@gmail.com. Just reply with your info.
At hotmail.com.
Hotmail. Oh, nice Hotmail. All right. All right, I'm just sending you, say hi, hello, and you let me know if you receive my mail. Just reply back. And let's look at the chat right here, right now. You're welcome, Margaret. My pleasure. Roberta, are you still there? Oh, Roberta, or Margaret, Danielle, do you have a question?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
Go ahead, Danielle.
First, thank you for doing this. I know this minor rule and the generational limits really hurt a lot of people. And I'm hoping that it becomes, first of all, constitutional, but also fair. My parents were born in Italy. I'm first generation. Um, my maternal grandparents never left Italy. We still have a family home there. I go there 2, 3 times a year I'm actually leaving March 31st for 6 to 8 weeks. I was in the process working with the comuni. You know, I got all my documents. They're wonderful over there. It's a small town. They didn't charge me anything. I've had to get them twice because it's hard to get appointments here, as most people know, and the documents have to be within 6 months, and that's almost impossible. You got to keep updating them, get them translated, apostilles. So it's been a long, frustrating journey, to say the least. I got caught in the minor rule. I was there in October of 24, and days before everything was to be submitted, that happened. So I guess my question is, and to the other, I don't remember who it was. I'm sitting outside in Florida and the sun is beaming on my screen. So about the either or, I've spoken to several attorneys in Italy. I have a local attorney in the town in Italy that was helping me, and my dad naturalized before I was born in 1960. However, my mom didn't naturalize till 1972. So I was able to go through my mom, and it was even an easier path because my maternal grandparents never left Italy. So the naturalization only occurred with my mom 5 years after I was born. However, we all know what happened with the minor rule. So if the minor rule gets overturned, which, like you said, Domenico, I believe it will, um, with a parent naturalizing, can I still go through the community, or do I still have to go through my local embassy, which is Miami? When I made my appointment, it was 3 years out, and I'm being told that because it goes over the 2 year limit, I could apply through the courts if I choose to go that route, because there's a 2 year limit of when they're supposed to give you an appointment. So can I go through? I'm in Castelbuono in Sicily. Um, and if you have an attorney in that area, or you know of an attorney in that area, other than the ones I've spoken to on the phone that are mostly out of Milan and other areas, I would love to meet with someone while I'm there. My local attorney just really helps locally. She doesn't do citizenship, and she didn't try to pretend like she did, you know, where unfortunately some attorneys have taken money from many people and not produce what was needed to be produced.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Hopefully, very, very little cases of that. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
tell people, go through me. I know who I'm working with. We're 100% legitimate. We ethical. We want to help. We want to pay the expenses, make a little margin sometimes. We don't. Yeah,
Right.
it's important to choose the right attorney. I think most of them are good. They're professional,
Yes.
but you got a bad apple once in a while. And yeah, if you are eligible after the minor rules will be overturned, we want to save money, go through the consulate. Go through the consulate. They open up their calendars. Once again, we are spearheading this immediate release of appointments, as Chicago have done it. If you're in the Chicago area, you need some help, we can help you. The calendars are still open. I can hear still people getting the appointments. There's no reason why San Francisco, LA, Philadelphia cannot do the same. I asked Philadelphia. I will love to share my conversation with Philadelphia, say when are appointments available. First, he said Monday, then Tuesday and 2 a day. I say it's a 2 a day or 2 a week, but they will not get back to me. There's something's going on. I don't remember anyone going through San Francisco consulate in years. In years, never don't remember anyone say they went through Philadelphia nor LA. So I asked them, what are you guys actually doing in that office? It's not a good look for us. The first time the Italian Americans have to deal with Italy bureaucracy, it's not a good look. We don't look good. I'll be telling everyone. So I will say that Danielle, you have all the options. If you want to go a little more expedite, you can go through the town. There's an
Yeah.
attorney of mine, Attorney Ruggieri, can actually travel that to help you. He has trade travels all over Italy. You can go through the judicial court. Now it's longer. According to many attorneys, a narrative. Now the waiting is longer because there's a clog up, the waiting list that it's kind of getting worsening. So we talk about 1 year, 2 years of wait before the hearing. Consulate save, go to the consulate, you've saved thousands of dollars, provided consulate will open up the calendar. But this is my priority. I have so many clients. They have spent little with me, but it's time, it's labor that you want to find closure. It's important in life to find closure on every situation. These things that my clients have to find closure. So I'm fighting for them, fighting for you guys, for everyone else to have appointments at the consulate because citizenship is administrative first. Okay.
Mhm.
It's not legal. It was only legal for the 1948 case. I was collaborating with Attorney Payano, one of the biggest. 1948. That's the only reason why citizenship were going through the court. Now, then, when the appointment system failed, it causes the backlog. People start applying through Italy and causing issues. Some attorneys were taking 20, 30, 40 people, mostly from Brazil, Peru, and different South American countries.
Mhm.
That really got into the news, and that's caused the whole reframing of the laws. It's some form of exaggeration, some part of attorneys. I mean, nothing. My father was an attorney. I was because now he's retired. He's 92. My mother's 90. God bless them. So longevity in Italy. Josie, I got your email. Finally, success. Sorry about that. Sorry.
You know what? It might take a while though. If you want to just message me privately
I
and
have
help
it. Oh
everybody
no,
else, that's fine with
you've
me.
been waiting. Let me just address it if you don't mind. Let me address it. I know it's a lengthy email, but let me look only at the story and then I'll tell you my opinion. Kid, is it okay if I can read it
Yeah,
live?
absolutely.
My parents were born in Italy. Dad was born in 1934, the same year as my dad. Mom was born in 1938. They married in Italy in 1958. Okay, so far so good. They immigrated into Canada in 1967. I was born in Canada in 1970. They both got their citizenship in 1976. I was 6 years old. Yeah, it seems like you're falling into the minor rule.
And which is perfect because I
Very-
already have my citizenship.
I'm sorry?
I already have my citizenship.
Oh, nice.
My dad did it
Yeah.
in 2022 or sorry, 2002.
Yes.
But now the issue is me getting citizenship for my adult daughters because of my mistake. I didn't register them.
Yes. In
Okay.
2002, my parents acquired their Italian citizenship. They also did paperwork to recognize me and my siblings. I'm officially Italian Irish since 2002. I'm registered Irish now. Your daughter was born when, Josie?
I have two daughters, one born in 1996, one born in 2001. So both before I got my citizenship.
Yeah. Tell me the dates again of your kid because I'm thinking about other area.
It's
Yeah.
for the dates of my daughters.
Yes.
It's in there somewhere, but 1996 and 2001.
Oh, before you became a citizen. You
Right.
did okay.
The paperwork was all started, but then when I officially became a citizen, it was 2002, and I already had both daughters. They were born.
I mean, after 1992, that's a reacquisition because they actually reacquired the citizenship, your parents, and they included you, and you were an adult, correct? Yes, of course, 2002, you were an adult, and your kids were minors. You didn't include them into the application. Now you reacquired. I will say this is really, really a tough call because, in my opinion, you reestablished the citizenship, man, it was after 1992. So after is your citizenship transferred to your kids that were minor? I will
Right.
say yeah. I will say yes from a constitutional perspective. Yes.
So when I
Is
got my citizenship in 2002, is that retroactive to my birth?
That's what the court will have to decide, or the consulate, basically.
Okay, see.
Yeah, it's to me, yes. I mean, it's not me to. I can't only say my opinion from from a constitutional regulation perspective. I can also ask my collaborator attorney from a legal perspective. From my constitution expertise, I'll tell you that they were minor. They could have transferred to them also, since it was after 1992, which allowed both citizenship. So there is no loss here. After 1992, nobody lost anything, any citizenship anywhere.
So there's no breakage of lineage
There's
there?
no break of lineage. It's just
Okay.
you and your parents reacquiring, and your daughters were minor. Now they weren't registered. So I will say have your daughters apply through through the
For me?
grandparents, through the grandparents.
Through the
Uh,
grandparents? I was hoping through me. I have
to me,
everything.
to you, of course, to you, yeah, to you as well. But they got a citizenship in 1976, but they were reacquired in 2002. How did they reacquire? That's interesting area.
Something happened in 1992 where you were allowed to get it back. They processed the paperwork, I want to say like in 1996 or 1997, but it took that long. The Comune says that we are registered as of 2002.
Okay, so yeah, that's it. Yes, yes, there was the reacquisition, the amnesty. It was in the 90s after 1992. That's why I was wondering why 2002, because it was in the 90s
Mhm.
when they had amnesty. It's happening right now. So if you're born in Italy and would like to reacquire the citizenship, now is the time. So let people know, let family know that we open up this right for you to reapply. It's kind of a straightforward process. We can help you with
Reacquisition.
reacquisition, getting the Italian records, the birth certificate, certificado storico, and then you need your naturalization. So it's pretty straightforward. But Josie, I will say yes. I will say have your daughters applying to what is the consulate. I will say get the documentation. I mean, it's worth it. Those are family records, especially Italian records, naturalization. Those are family records that should be hung up as as a historical artifact in your house or put in a safe. There's no loss here. People, we use a lot of money in different areas. My son went to Spain, study. I'm gonna tell you how much it costed me. Oh, Dad, give me this, give me that. So we talk about a few $100s to get your record ready. It's really worth it.
I have a lot of documents. I've spent a lot of time and money, and I've got pretty much every document that I need. Do I apply today? Is that minor issue? Is any issues stopping me? Can I apply today?
Apply where?
To the Italian consulate?
Yes, I mean you can apply is you have to get an appointment, which is not easy. That's another
Yeah.
issue. You can set up an
Yeah.
account and look for an appointment. What consulate is which of the consulate in Canada?
Toronto.
Toronto. Yeah, Toronto is a big issue too. They have not given appointments.
Impossible.
I communicate with the
Yeah.
consulate general. Why not? Why not start getting an account and be ready when the calendar's open?
Yeah.
Unless you want to take a judicial, I can refer you to an attorney. An attorney, you'll talk to Attorney Ruggieri. Let me put his number into the chat. And
Can a U.S. attorney help a Canadian?
this is an Italian attorney issue.
Oh, Ruggieri is an Italian attorney.
Yeah, this is not a Canadian, unless, no, it's not a Canadian. That's all, he has to be an attorney. He speaks English, he's fluent in English.
Perfect.
Canadian attorney can help when it's a matter of probably getting records that they cannot issue in Canada, or naturalization records, so forth, some change of names, name discrepancies, but this is mere Italian attorney area of expertise. Arturo, are you still there? I know you put a question to the chat. If not, I'm going to mail you the answer to you. I got you.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Domenico?
Yes, Arthur. Oh, thanks for hanging in there. Hopefully, it was just been informational and enlightening for you guys. I'm going and answer the question, and I'm reading your question right here. Somebody else try to come in?
Domenico, I was just wondering,
Sure.
if we have to apply to the consulate, our consulate would be Miami. What do we need to do? Do we just call for an appointment
Look, we-
and they tell us what we need, or what?
Yeah, no, it's a prenotami, este right here. It's a put it into the link, prenotami.esteri.it. Go there, create an account,
Okay.
and
Okay.
look for an appointments. I don't know if Miami is open up to Canada. Before every consulate, they were giving 2 slots. No, every consulate. Let me correct that. They were giving appointments except for LA, San Francisco, Philadelphia, different type of beast. Most of the consulates were giving 2 appointments per day. So at midnight, 2 slots available. People were still having a hard time doing it. I say, I got to help my people. I set up a team, high tech, super high speed, AI, and I helped. We were able to help them with appointment. All of a sudden, after this new law, they stopped. Don't understand why. It's a mystery of human nature again. Why do they stop giving appointments? The citizenship right has not halted. It was just more restricted. So as soon as they open up, if you need any help with appointment scheduling, we can help and take that off your burden instead of shaking every day
Can you-
at 6 a.m.
Can you also put in the link the first name of this attorney Ruggieri you were talking about?
Oh, I can put a full name and phone number. It's always open for a phone call. I will do
Okay.
that as I'm listening from Arthur. You want to come live and explain the situation instead of me reading?
Sure.
Oh,
I waited over 2 years to get an appointment with the consulate. I have all my documentation, and 2 months before the appointment came the minor rule, where when my grandfather was born, his father was still an Italian citizen, but when he naturalized, my grandfather was 17, and that's what kicked me out of this. So I'm waiting for this ruling on the minor rule.
Now, question, Arthur, did you submit your documents?
No, because I was working with a patronato in Fort Lauderdale, and they had a connection with the consulate, and the consulate told her that cancel the appointment because of the minor rule. So I never
Yeah,
gave them the documents. I had the documents.
good. At least you are retaining the documents because some of my
Yes.
clients that got rejected, don't have the documents. If that's your case, you guys can ask for an authenticated copy from the consul. They will have by law to give it to you. So as that was Attorney Ruggieri suggesting, if you submitted your records, if your records are at the consulate, if you've been rejected, you got to formally ask for a copy authenticata, authenticated copy, which has copies with the same value as originals. So yeah, minor rule is going to be struck down, Arthur. Simply stating that it will be very likely, and you will be able to apply back. So I'm
With the
very
consulate?
optimistic. Yes, the minor rule will be struck down, and the consulate will take a little time before
Yeah. What's
conform.
that, another 2 or 3 years?
No, I won't say no. It's the law. No, absolutely not. I mean, we have a new election next year anyway. Things will be changing, always fluidly changing soon. But the consulate will, probably waiting another year, months, depends when they open up their calendar and how long it will take for the consulate to reconform, to be in line, to align with the new Supreme Court ruling, which is incoming, certainly incoming. I'll put the Ruggieri information there. Make sure you mention my name. Keep me posted about the service if it's available. If you happen now, he's a childhood friend of mine. It's one of the best attorneys. I referred him over 40 cases. Okay, 40 cases. They in town, also judicially. Judicially, I also use Attorney Mantovani. I use it both, and it depends on what different areas. But Attorney Mantovani English is not as good as Mr. Ruggieri. That's why I'm giving Mr. Ruggieri. He has a very understandable and decent English. Okay, now
Okay.
go ahead.
No, that's it.
Okay, now to hopefully answer your question, let's see what happens soon. Gina? Gina, you still there? Gina asks, can I ask about sending information to the consulate or the commune? I have a few specific questions. Can you please explain it? I do both. Consulates are not very good at returning emails. That's why we're here to kind of bridge that gap of inability to answer. I mean, I understand that you cannot answer thousands and thousands, even hundreds of emails, but at the same time, make sure you provide the service that you have to provide. Let's start from the basics. Before answering questions, we want them to open up the calendars for the passport and for the citizenship. So, what information are you sending to the consul? Are you sending your documents? Is your appointment up? You have to give me more specific details if you want me to answer your question.
Thank,
Gina, are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, very
Thank,
clearly.
thank you, Domenico.
My pleasure.
So I'm very fortunate that I became a dual citizen in 2008. I'm trying to help my 6 nieces and nephews out of San Francisco. The benefit, I'm in Seattle, is that the consulate is coming up there Tuesday night and we'll take questions in person in Seattle. And I also own a house in Italy, and I have a very good commune who's on vacation this week and answering me. The problem that we're running against, and again, I understand that the minor issue, not the minor issue, I apologize, to register your minor was just extended to May of 2029. So that if I can send you the link for the Gazette that everyone on the dual US site swears by that, but that's a question I'm going to confirm with the consulate. But my question is that the commune said that the law changed before I could get sworn in front of the mayor and say that the translations were accurate. The commune wrote me an email on Friday and said that no longer is acceptable. I either need to go to Lucca, I'm not in Italy right now, and or have somebody who's bilingual go to Lucca who can swear before the court to testify that the 6 translations are accurate and get it stamped by the court. She said that a referendum changed that. So is that something that you all do, or do I need to find?
We do. If you have a way for them to come back here in the U.S. to process them here, we can process them here through the local consulate. We have just sent 16 records to the Chicago consulate. We send it to every consulate. We're in touch with every single consulate. They will actually legalize the translation for court purposes. That's one of the goals that we do here. If you don't want to, there's an attorney that does it for me, but he doesn't also have some records in Philadelphia consulate. Very difficult to deal with it. That specific office. That's why I sent few records, and I took few records when I went for Christmas to one attorney. Is processing them in Italy to the casino courts. But we definitely do here. If you have a way to send them over here, let them know. We can process from U.S. through the local consulate. We'll send them right back to whoever town they are processing your application.
He's saying it needs to be done in Italy though, because I saw that I saw that I was on your last seminar that you had that option, and then also San Francisco. We already had sent them to San Francisco with the fee to certify that, and I sent her the link to the consulate, the Comune Lavinia, and she said no. The new referendum says it has to be done in Italy. She may be wrong, but I don't want to upset her since she's been so good. So I guess what I'm asking, I apologize, is do you have a law firm or someone in Italy that could just say, yes, these translations, they've already been translated, are accurate, and get a court stamp? And I don't know if it needs to be Lucca. I could email her.
No, there's no restriction as far as local court when it comes to validation. Let me ask my attorney, see if I can help you with that, Gene, okay? I'm gonna write a note.
Okay, thank you so much. Do you have should I send you my email?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you.
Legalization project. Now, Gina, who is applying in Italy, if I may ask? Who's applying?
We're applying in Italy. I mean, just because the commune, we know her, we have a house there. She's willing to register the 2 marriages and 6 children. as long as we get the stamps on them. And we don't know how long San Francisco is going to take. Again, we have a really good window this Tuesday night. She's going to come speak. So hopefully we'll be able to speak because Seattle goes into San Francisco and three people from the consulate are coming up to Seattle on Tuesday night. So we'll be able to ask specific questions. So maybe I should just wait till then, but I'm trying to cover both bases because one, I thought May 2026, we would lose our opportunity to register the 6 kids, and we have a house and we want them to be able to come back and forth. But now I heard that.
Do we have a deadline? You said there's a deadline?
Well, there was a deadline to register minor children under 18 in the U.S. consulate.
No, I know, but the town is giving you a deadline, or
well, Lavinia wants it done because she's been working on it for 3 months. Yeah, so she's even on vacation, and she wrote me on Friday.
They're willing to register your kids that you like. Anyway, let me get back to you.
Okay.
See if we can get down for you as soon as possible down in Italy.
Yeah, and if not me, I have a cousin that was born there that needs help getting reinstated and whatever that is. He was born in Italy. Yeah. He lost it before 1992.
We can help you with that. We can help. We can get both records from Italy: the certificato storico, certificato di nascita, the birth record, also certificate of citizenship. Also, we can help with naturalization in case.
Perfect.
Help with that. I think we.
Thank you.
Guys, feel free to follow up. Any conversation, feel free to follow up with me via email or via text. Yolanda is there. I know Yolanda has no question. We answered all the questions. Is there anybody else who would like to shoot any final?
Domenico, I have one question.
Yes.
I've been working with you for a little bit to get my citizenship done.
Yeah.
While I'm waiting for those documents and everything, my wife already has her citizenship. We're going to Italy in July. Would it be better to would we be able to register my 2 children in Italy when we go there in July?
Are they minor?
Yeah, they're 2 and 4.
Yes. And I have an attorney actually can help. Attorney Ruggieri can help with that. It's very good at. We bypassing the registration of minors in the U.S. if we go straight to Italy. You should be able to do that. And call Igor. He can help you that. He can help you with that task because some of the local council here are asking. They're misinterpreting the new law, so they're asking documents that don't even exist. So it's kind of challenging with some consulate. So if you want to register your minors, you can do it on your own. Yes, Davide, and if you need help, call Igor. I'll give you Igor information. But that should be paramount for you guys to register your kids. So,
because we're thinking about moving.
I'll tell all my clients, if you have money to travel to Italy, or spend in Italy 2, 3, 4 weeks, you can use funds to hire attorneys there in Italy and get it done because your kids' citizenship is paramount. Go ahead, David.
Because we're thinking about moving there. That's why I've been trying to get my citizenship done. But this minor rule you've been talking about, I'm a little confused with it. So I'm going through my grandparents to get my citizenship. I know I just have to get their marriage certificate. I'm waiting on that to come in. And then I'll have to send you my wife's birth certificate. And sorry. And what I have to send you I've had a daughter since we started this process. So do I have to send you my daughter's birth certificate as well? Because I do have a copy of that.
Yes.
Okay, because I know you guys have my sons, but you don't have my daughters.
And remember, if you go to Italy, take those births, make extra copies, take it to Italy if you want to register them.
Okay.
You make sure you have multiple copies.
Okay.
So if you something happened in Italy, you have a backup plan. I always try to have backup plans for my clients in case something goes wrong. So.
Okay, perfect.
So, have those. And let me write it down and note, Davide, good client of mine for a little bit. Sorry about disappointments, David. It's been really difficult to get it, but we're working very hard for it. David is registration of kids, okay? Of children.
And then it'll say what you ordering.
Anybody know? We are still here. Anybody else want to come in?
Thank you.
Domenico, I still have one more question.
Yes, Arthur.
Okay, so it has to do with the spelling of my last name. On some of the documents, it shows it ending with an I, which is the correct way, and some show it ending in a Y. Now, I had it corrected for me in the courts back in 1980. So is that going to be a problem when they see these documents? Sometimes my grandfather or father have an I, sometimes they have a Y on the end.
You said that they were corrected, though, right? You correct?
Only for me. Only for me.
So you have
I
some
had that document.
name discrepancies,
Yeah.
and you were applying to the consulate.
Yes.
Name discrepancy, last name or first names?
Last name.
It depends on the consulate. It depends on the consulate whether we suggest our clients is to try to amend them via with the battle records office of your state. Try to amend them.
Okay.
Try to amend them, then see what the consulate says. We used to have a sworn statement. Ruggiero and I used to do a sworn statement where the attorneys sworn in front of the court that they were one and the same person, the affidavit. They used to accept the affidavit.
Right. I've
One
heard
and
of
the same
that.
person where the person declare that it was the same person as in those names. Local judges can do here if you have any acquaintances, connections with county, whatever city, municipal or federal judge can always do that on their own. The council will accept it. We had a judge actually was nice enough to do this a couple of times, but of course as a complimentary, there's they cannot do it upon
Okay, so let me
consultation.
ask you this. You're talking about local judges. I mean, all this stuff is from New York, but I live in Florida now. Can a local judge in Florida do that?
Any local judge can
Okay.
ascertain that this is on their own, but yeah, don't quote me on that. Something they used to do it, but it's a
Okay.
judge. Yeah, any judge from any as long as standing sitting judge. But even we had a judge, retired judge, create that type of document, and so it just matter of the council. There are options. There are options to see what you can do.
Do I need an attorney for that?
I'm sorry?
Do I need an attorney to get to a local judge?
No, okay. There are two separate paths here. Okay, Arthur, follow me. One path
Right.
is you should try my my educational advice is to try to amend your records at the state and county level. So try to change this if you can change it.
Okay.
Try to amend it, correct those records. On another level, the second path is for you to we'll talk about attorneys. This is a name discrepancy. If you know any judges, they're willing to state that's one and the same person as as of their own will. If they would like to do that, they can do that as judges.
Okay.
But it's not attorney, it's different. It's just a favor that will judges will.
Right.
It's just a
Right.
favor. It's not to do with hiring attorneys and so forth. It's just on a personal level.
Okay.
That's
Thank
that's what happened. I'm just telling you what has worked in my past with name discrepancy. We had a court
Okay.
statement, then they didn't accept the court statement anymore, and then we went ahead and have judges a few times that were successful. People look at finding judges that will state that in an official signed document. All right, anybody
Okay.
coming in? I'm taking
Thank
one
you.
more. It's 10:25. No problem. My pleasure, Arthur. Thanks for joining us. Anybody coming in? Are we going to close this down and stay in touch, guys? Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you to Josie, Yolanda, Erica, everyone. We'll stay in touch. Send me an email and give me a summary of our conversation, and we'll go from there. Remember, go on Amazon, Google my first and last name if you read books. Books are good for you. I have some good stuff for you. I want you in my next opening of
Awesome.
my collection. Okay? Have a great day. Buona domenica. Have a good
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Domenica.
Grazie a tutti.
Grazie,
Thank you
ciao.
guys for participating. Bye. Bye. We're going to stop the recording.